Hello and welcome to another interesting edition of Health Watch. World Cancer Day is a day set aside to create awareness on cancer. This year marks the media point of the I Am and I Will campaign. I Am and I Will campaign is an action call to individuals on their commitment on what they can do to prevent cancer. And so today we have brought a feature on what cancer is and the risk factors that could predispose you to getting cancer. All this on this week's edition of Health Watch. My name is Nkem Okibi. There are various chronic diseases in the world today. Some can be treated and curable. Some can be managed, while most of them can be prevented. One of such diseases is cancer. Cancer is a group of more than 100 different diseases which can develop almost anywhere in the body.
Okay. Cancer is an abnormal proliferation of cells in the body. So a cancer starts when a cell becomes abnormal, and when it becomes abnormal, it loses control. The control the body has on the proliferation, on the growth, and the division of the cell is lost, and so that cell becomes autonomous, it becomes independent. So it proliferates on its own, it has no control, divides excessively, and takes over, the space and compete for nutrients of the normal cells and crowds out the other cells, and eventually choking them to death. So that's basically what cancer is.
Cancer is a situation whereby cells in the body, cells in a specific area of the body begin to multiply out of control. They begin to multiply in a manner that is out of order, in a outrageous. So the cells in that area keep increasing in size, and not just that they are increasing, they are abnormal cells, they are not useful cells, and because they increase rapidly out of control of the body's control mechanism, they grow bigger and sometimes cause problems for that particular organ or system.
Cancer, which has no age limit, is the second leading cause of death in the world. Symptoms vary depending on the type of cancer and what part of the body is affected.
There is no definite signs and symptoms that is we say is for this particular cancer. So I would like to break them down into different cancers. Like for breast cancer now, the number one symptom is a lump. 90% of breast cancer will start with a lump. Now, it's not all lumps in the breast are cancerous. Like 80% of breast cancer of breast lumps are not cancer. They are benign. It's like 20 to 25% of the breast lump that is removed from studies done that will be cancerous. So that's a symptom, and it's a very important symptom that women should not even overlook. Then another symptom of breast cancer can be nipple retraction. That means indrawing of the nipple. But if a woman has never looked at her breast, she will never know when one nipple is going in. Then there can be skin changes like skin dimpling or skin puckering, or the skin looking like the skin of an orange, which we call orange appearance of the breast. But if a woman does not pay attention to that, we'll never see. So that goes as breast cancer. There's also nipple discharge, especially when it's bloody and it's only one nipple that is discharging. All those symptoms, a woman must pick it early and present in the hospital. For symptoms of cervical cancer, postcoital bleeding, after intercourse you see blood. Some women start having intermenstrual bleeding. Maybe they see their period, like they say they see 3 times a month, but it's because they are bleeding from that, from that cancer. Then they can have lower abdominal pain, pelvic pain. Some can start having backache. At that time, we know that this cancer has got into the backbone. So that's for cervical cancer. Now, for prostate cancer, it's another cancer too that we can catch early. Management of a prostate will give you symptoms like frequency, the man urinates early, or the difficulty in voiding urine, or dribbling, straining to void urine. Some even see blood in their urine. Some wakes up so many times at night to urinate, and we know that that could also be a symptom of diabetes. So we know that all this thing is not pathognomonic to one disease alone. So when you see that, you got to know to get yourself checked.
In Nigeria, the most common types of cancer are breast and cervical cancer amongst women and prostate cancer for men. According to the World Health Organization (WHO), Nigeria has one of the highest cancer mortality rates in the world, with approximately 4 out of 5 cancer cases resulting to death. However, there are risk factors which could predispose you to having cancer.
Some risk factors have been closely tied to the causation of some specific cancers. For instance, cancer of the lung is highly related to smoking history. Also, in some cancers, you know that they are linked to some specific risk factors or behaviors. For instance, cervical cancer has been linked to sexual activity. So it's basically a sexually transmitted cancer because it's caused by infection with human papilloma virus, which is sexually transmitted. So, but otherwise, you can't really say that there's a specific cause for cancer. But many in the studies that have been done, some risk, what we call risk factors, has been associated with specific types of cancers.
Now, cancer really do not have a single cause. So when you are asking about cause, if you say what is the cause of malaria, we say it's Plasmodium falciparum, carried by mosquito. But for cancer, you can say this is one cause. Now, apart from one particular cancer in particular, that is cervical cancer, who has a cause. Over 70% of cervical cancer is caused by human papilloma virus, which is called HPV. So that one has a cause. The other 30%, there are other things. So in cancer, what we talk about is risk factors or predisposing factors. So those are the things. It's not only one thing. Many things work together to cause cancer. So one of those things is our genetic predisposition. Some people are just genetically predisposed to some kind of cancer. Like we have something like BRAF, BRCA1, BRCA2 mutation. Women that have those mutations are predisposed to have breast cancer, ovarian cancer. There are people that have the FAP gene, that is familial adenomatous polyposis. They are more predisposed to have colorectal cancer. So also other things like family history of a particular cancer can predispose the offspring, to have that kind of cancer. So if somebody's mother or sister, first degree relative has breast cancer, the person is likely to, it's not a guarantee, the person is likely to have cancer.
World Cancer Day is an international day set aside to raise awareness on cancer. 2020 marks the midway point of the 3-year I Am and I Will campaign. I Am and I Will campaign is an empowering call to action, urging for personal commitment, and represents the power of individual action taken now to impact the future. Although with the various enlightenment campaign on cancer, there is still need to do more. What do you know about cancer? With the response from the street, it is obvious that more awareness needs to be created, especially as regards to preventive measures.
Cancer can be prevented in different ways. Generally, our lifestyle, if we adopt the right kind of lifestyle, most cancers can be prevented in general. You know, because cancer is one of diseases that we have classified as lifestyle diseases. That is diseases that can be acquired by the particular way people eat, what they drink, how active they are, how well they sleep, how well they manage stress, and all sort of things. So cancer is one of such diseases that can be classified as a lifestyle disease. So in general, if you people that are advised to exercise regularly, to eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, to avoid refined sugar, definitely avoid smoking, because smoking has been related to all types of cancers. Yes, definitely avoid smoking. Learn to manage stress and sleep adequately. There is a specific amount of sleep that every age bracket is supposed to get, and it's been said that once you don't have that amount of sleep, your body is not able to rejuvenate, your body is not able to restore or heal itself, and you're exposing it to all these things every day. So sleep is also one of those things. So those are the lifestyle changes that everybody at whatever age should adopt. Regular exercise, eating adequate amounts of fruits and vegetables, getting adequate sleep, and managing stress. Also, generally limiting the amount of sugar, refined sugars we take. Those lifestyle changes can help everybody to some extent prevent cancers.
Medical experts say cancer isn't always a one-time event. It can be closely monitored and treated, but sometimes it never completely goes away when patient presents late.
It boils down to not taking anything for granted. You know, our health is premium. There is no second to that. Second to that as the greatest assets in a way we have, and so it's not really to check for cancer that is important. Is to check for what we call pre-malignant stages. Is to go for screening. When we talk about cervical cancer, we're not screening for the cancer because it's late. We are screening for the cells that will even take like 5 to 10 years to become cancer. When you're talking about breast cancer, it's not the cancer. We are checking for the early stage, the lump or the calcification that is telling us that something is growing somewhere. So it's screening that is important. For breast cancer screening, usually it starts at 40 for the mammogram. But every lady from, we should even tell our teenagers, everyone should know how to do self-breast examination that is on every month. That helps you to get accustomed to how your breast feels. You can pick up lump on time, pick up skin changes, pick up all of that. And the ones you will see that survive are the ones that were detected early. But we have breast cancer survivors. We have cervical cancer survivors. We have a lot of prostate cancer survivors, as in that's a lot. There are so many cancer survivors. So really it's not a death sentence. In developed world, cancer is not a death sentence, and so we should start having that. And it's because they screen, it's because they put high premium on their health and not take it for granted.
Currently, the most common types of cancer treatment are chemotherapy, radiotherapy, tumor surgery, and in the case of prostate and breast cancer, hormonal therapy. Though there are still ongoing research on better ways to treat cancer, but the key point remains early detection. So if you notice any abnormal growth or you feel sick, please see a doctor. Thank you, Dr. Obadofin and Dr. Ajibao, for giving us an insight on the things we need to know about cancer. to be honest, we need to work on our lifestyle in terms of the kind of food we eat, exercise, and of course lots of water helps a lot. Remember that the key thing for cancer is early detection. If you feel any kind of abnormal growth or you feel sick, please see a doctor. And that brings us to the end of this week's edition of Health Watch. We talked about cancer, and the emphasis for cancer was early detection is key, and of course lifestyle modification. For inquiries, for your comments, send a mail to okibeinkem@gmail.com or NTA Lagos Channel 10 @gmail.com, or send a text only to 07060865487. Remember that health conscious people live longer. See you next week.